How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Now today we're heading in to the Showdown, Pokemon Showdown with the boys, except the boys actually aren't here, it's just me. We're basically going to be seeing what would happen if my boys were, were Pokemon. That's what this is all about. We're heading into Showdown, and we're going to see what the Tuff Collective can do on the battlefield that is Pokemon. Let's go ahead and dissect the team a little bit more. Can I explain a bit more why I picked the Pokemon that I went ahead and picked? So for starters, we've got Electivire here. He's been my favourite Pokemon ever since I got into Pokemon, and that's probably never ever going to change. I remember Emil saying how Chimchar was his favourite Pokemon and was probably the only Pokemon he could actually name. So there's your fully evolved mon there, Emil. If you ever decide to get into Pokemon, get yourself Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, there you go. That's what you're going to get if you get yourself a Chimchar. Over with Lipard, it's a thing that Pat just gets screwed over every time he goes on Showdown. He always has himself this ugly looking cat. So with that said, it is his favourite Pokemon. Over with Jordan over here, he recently got into some Sonic cosplay, so I thought, hey, there was only really one Pokemon to go with when picking out a Pokemon for Jordan, you know what I mean? Next we have Maqwell, and what you have here, ladies and gentlemen, is an exact replica of what Maqwell looks like in real life, from the forearms to the Hulk-like physique. This is Maqwell in real life. He is an absolute specimen of a human. Last of all, we have Jeff. Jeff likes to play, as I say, the beautiful game in FIFA, aka annoying you to the point where you just want to go ahead and quit the game because of how boring he plays. That's Skarmy's whole gimmick, so I thought 2 and 2, they kind of match, and hey, it kind of matches some of Jeff's channel colours as well, the green and everything, so I thought, hey, that just adds even more onto the character, doesn't it? Into the first battle then, as we lead off with RespectTheJeff. Now, Jeff's whole thing is about, playing the beautiful game. It's called Jeff Ball, aka wasting as much time as possible and literally making me want to end myself. That's what Skarmy's whole game is all about. It makes you want to quit the game because it's all about stalling and setting things up for the rest of the battle here. As we take on this Garbodor here, we go for some Brave Birds to try and take this Garbodor out, since it really can't do anything against Jeff, since Jeff more or less just completely walls it. Poison does nothing against Steel, so we take it out with a Brave Bird. That's one team member of our opponents down here, as she brings out the Talonflame. We're going to bring in Patback here to more or less tank a hit. Well, I'll say tank a hit. Take a hit. Patback has no defenses here. Now, I've gone ahead and put Thunder Wave on Patback here, since he has an ability known as Prankster. It basically gives priority to any status moves like Thunder Wave, like Toxic. So that gives us the chance to bring in me, of course, and go for a Thunder Wave and absolutely demolish the Phoenix, although we probably would have outsped it anyway due to the choice picks which I've got on myself here. So we'll go for the Thunder Punch to try and do some damage onto this Mew, but it has Roost, so I gotta kind of play a different game here, which is why I bring in Jeff to, start the opponent and make them want to quit the game. So we're going to go ahead, set the Toxic here to affect Mew. Now, Toxic isn't going to do anything back to us, but due to the fact that we're Steel and we're immune to Poison. Now, that Toxic is going to gradually take more and more damage away from you here. Now, I thought I would have had something like Thunderbolt or Flamethrower, because Mew can practically learn every single move that is known in Pokemon. So you would have thought that it would have had one of those moves to capitalize with that 2+ special attack that is going ahead and equipped itself with using Carmine, but I guess not. Jeff practically walled the Mew here, so really it was just a waiting game here. It didn't really matter if Mew put Jeff to sleep or anything here. All that mattered was that the Toxic was building and building and building, and the only way this was going to stop is if Mew was switched out for another Pokemon, but I knew my opponent didn't want to do that and waste those stats that has been built up for the legendary mythical Pokemon that is Mew. Look at that Toxic damage. It doesn't matter if I've been put to sleep here. The game has been thrown. Mew has gone down, and that is the power of Jeff Ball. So let's go ahead and bring another mythical Pokemon in Jirachi, my opponent says. Now, unlike Mew, I can't do anything to Jirachi due to the fact that it's a Steel type, so it practically walls my Jeff over here. So I've got to come back in, and it got the boosts from the Ancient Power here, so we're dealing with a very, very, very powerful Pokemon here. We got lucky with a crit from the Punch here, at least putting Jirachi at moderately low damage. So I've now got to hope that Emil can come in and take this Jirachi down. The thing is, Emil is part Fire type, but also part Fighting type, so we're both super effective against each other. This Jirachi was weird weird though. Instead of just going for the Psychic, he just kept spamming Protect as Emil kept losing health from the Toxic implemented onto him earlier. So yeah, really, I was really confused by this, but you know, I was gonna take it. I was gonna take it here. Emil went for the flamethrower and took out the Jirachi, so it feels like I've just been given the game here, because now Emil can come in and smash his fists onto this Porygon 2 with a close combat. Emil is sweeping through now and ends up going down due to the Toxic. But it's okay, because now we got Maqwell, big boy Maqwell, with his forearms and everything, as he brings out the Weavile. That's not gonna matter, This close combat has put Weavile into the retirement home, and that is win number 1 for the Tuff Collective. You love to see it. Straight on to battle 2 we go. Alright, second battle here, we're starting things off with JJ, aka Jordan, well, putting him back in again, as JJLozzer would have absolutely destroyed Jordan. I mean, look how much damage Patrick just took there. So, we're going for the Thunder Wave, try and paralyze it, and maybe get one more attack on it, which we do. We get the knockoff, and take its item away, as it goes for the Toxic to humiliate Patback in here. He didn't need to humiliate him enough. He was a Lipad, for Christ's sake. So he does a tactical switch and brings in the bronze on him, meaning we couldn't hit him with my Earthquake. I bring Jordan back in. I, for some reason, had a Shocker Berry. I'm not 100% sure why at the time, but we're bringing Jeff to do stall versus stall here, because that's really what it's all going on here. So JJLozzer's going to take even more damage from the Stealth Fox there, and pretty much it's going to be down in one hit here. But it's still able to do massive amounts of damage to Emil, despite Emil also being, well, a Fire type. Managed to take the JJLozzer out. That is a big threat gone. Speaking of the big threats, we've got one of the Tapus here, Tapu Fini. Emil does a lot of damage with the Thunder Punch, but it's not enough, and he ends up falling to the Tapu. But that's okay. I will come in. I will avenge my brother with a Thunder Punch of my own, and down goes the Tapu. I was surprised that he kept the Tapu in, actually. I guess he was thinking that maybe he'd outspeed, but of course, we have the choice specs on. Now, here comes the Cradilly, one of the most annoying Pokemon in history. Jeff is annoying in a cool way. Cradilly, nobody likes Cradilly, as he spams Hidden Power, which ends up being Hidden Power Fire, something which I end up forgetting later on in the battle. You'll see what I mean. But we're in a bit of a difficult situation here. I didn't want Jeff to go down yet, and I didn't really want to switch out at this point. So I thought the best thing to do was to go for the Roost, and then see what I could do once we had a little bit more health. Enough to withstand maybe 2 or 3 Hidden Powers, because I'm pretty sure it's a 3-hit KO that. The opponent decided he had enough of that and brought back in the bronze on, giving us the time to Roost Jeff back up to 100%, and going for the spikes here to get a bit more damage done on their end. The Stealth Fox plus the spikes is going to do a massive amount of damage to all their Pokemon when they're onto the field, except for Bronzong, of course, who has the Levitate ability. Now, Maqwell comes in. I believe Bronzong actually missed the Hypnosis there. Our Flame Orb activates when we go for the knockoff, which does a lot of damage onto Bronzong. In return, he does a lot of damage with Psychic, but it's not enough as big boy Maqwell takes down the Bronzong. As here comes the Cradilly once again here. I decided to go ahead with the Bullet Punch in case Cradilly was faster than me, and it goes for the Giga Drain. And like I said, I made a big mistake here. I brought in Jordan, tried to set up with the Hail, and one hit KO to me with a Fire. Hidden Power Fire, which I don't know why I did that. Jordan is Steel Ice, 4 times weak to fire. I don't know what I was thinking there. I don't know what I was thinking even when I went for the Thunder Punch in this Cradilly, knowing full well that Earthquake would have taken it out. So really, that just ended up stalling the game even longer than it should have gone for here. I bring Jeff back in, knowing that he can survive at least 3 Hidden Powers from this annoying ass fossil. I think it's just a case of hoping we can wake up, but we don't wake up here on the second turn. Can Jeff wake up on the third turn? Can he get that KO against the Cradilly? No, he can't. And another Hidden Power puts away Jeff for good. It's all down to me against 3 Pokemon here, but we got this. I believe in myself here. We take down the Cradilly with an Earthquake. Bisharp comes in, tries to hit us with a Sucker Punch, but we survive on 6%. Hit Bisharp with an Earthquake, and now bringing in the Shedinja. Maybe not, because the Shedinja would have gone down there, but decided to go Rage Quit and cry about what just happened as we move in to the third battle of the video. Patrick leads here, and we're going to go for a Thunder Wave here to try and get Ferrothorn paralyzed, which we do, for you turning out into Emil, who I plan to absolutely destroy with Ferrothorn. Well, that was the plan. Like, I would have expected Ferrothorn to switch out here, because Emil is 4 times super effective against it. Clearly, Luminix was feeling brave, so end up getting some unnecessary damage onto Emil because of that. out comes the Charizard. There's not really anything we can do here except pumping up those Mach punches in case the Charizard did want to end up attacking. My plan was to just try and get as much damage on this thing as possible. At this point, Charizard in its Mega Form and +2 speed is faster than my Electivire with the choice spec. So what I need to do now is bring Patrick back in, go for another Thunder Wave, and at that point we will indeed be faster than this Charizard, so we can go for the Earthquake and hopefully one-hit KO it here. So here I come, I'm back in here with the Earthquake, and I take the Charizard out, but that's just one threat gone. This entire team that my opponent has got is just full of threats back and forth. I mean, look how much damage that Drain Punch did to Jeff of all people. So he's going to bring in the Tapu Koko now, which is just going to annihilate Jeff. But luckily, I can get a poison off on Tapu Koko, so it's going to have some health dwindling every single time it comes onto the field. I bring myself back in. U-turn does a clean 50% on me, and I go for the Thunder Punch and one-hit KO the Greninja. I was thinking, why in God's name would he bring the Greninja in on me? And my only guess is my opponent didn't know I was choice specs due to the fact that the Charizard was paralyzed before. So he was maybe thinking maybe that's why I could have outsped him. I make a crucial mistake here. Conkeldurr actually had guts, so I boosted up its Drain Punch and Jeff ended up going down because of that. So we are looking in a bit of a pickle here. We go for the Protect to activate the Flame Up and our own Guts as we go for the close combat here from Maqwell, and a critical hits the Conkeldurr. That was the decisive play there. If we hadn't got that crit off, we would have lost this battle. I am telling you this right now, as Tapu Koko tries to go for the Brave Birds here, not having any of that, trying to dwindle down the poison a bit longer here as we go for the Bullet Punch to do a bit more damage onto it, and he's going to take itself down and Maqwell with the Brave Bird, leaving just Jordan and this fat ass Chansey left. And I was thinking to myself, is this thing going to have Flamethrower? Maybe, I guess not, because it went straight for the Thunder Wave, which I was really surprised by. If you had Flamethrower against an Alolan Sandslash, you go for the Flamethrower. So yeah, on that note, we completely walled this thing. Victory was in our sights, and just for added effect, we flinched the Chansey as well. Forfeit. We get 2 out of 3 forfeits here, which was absolutely crazy. So much salt. I call this video a massive success. If you want to go ahead and test these movesets for yourself, then go overhead on screen right now. I am not a good Pokemon player, not at all, so I can instantly tell there are many changes that would need to be made onto these movesets. And if there are any moves which you feel like should be added onto these, or any adjustments made on to the sets, ignoring the Sugar Berry on Jordan, because that is the obvious one, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.